Shalom Yashala, giving all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Bahak, Wadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Barakatah Yashala, Barakatah Yehuda. We're going to give double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone who teach and will well, who are overseeing the construction of the tabernacle of David, my perfect tabernacle. Shalom to Yakim, while Aqua scattered abroad, the sincere members of the hopeful elect who have been quickened in these last days to stand upon their feet and bear witness to the words of truth. Let's start off in Jeremiah 2 and I think it's 17. Jeremiah 2 and 14. We'll do Jeremiah 2 and damn. I slacking that down, but I'll start at 11 because it's a lot of meat on this bone that's gonna go with the lesson. You know, like how I always like to do, I like to lay the foundation before I go directly into what I'm going to speak about. It says Jeremiah 2 and 11. It says, "Hath a nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods, man? Have the Hamites put away the gods of Egypt? Has Elam put away Hinduism? Has Moab put away the worship of certain Mongolian deities and this, that, and the third?" No, man. For all the cases, man, the heathen nations still participate in paganism, man. So hath a nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods. But my people, the Israelites, have changed their glory, being what? The knowledge, wisdom, understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, for that which doth not profit, man. They traded in the high level spiritual knowledge of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, the wisdom of the heaven and the earth, to be a Christian, a Christianator, to be a Buddhist, to be a Muslim. And it doesn't profit, man. Because at the end of the day, all Israel is bound to this covenant that we have to Yahweh Shem Yahshai, man. You can't run away from Yahweh Shem Yahshai. We are bound to him. Be astonished, O you heavens, at this, and be horribly afraid. Be ye very desolate, save Yahweh Shem Yahshai. It says, "For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and have hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water." Going back to, the law, because what, man? One of the first laws in Exodus 20, man, is Yahweh Shem Yahshai's jealous power. You shall have no other power before him, man. So we've forsaken him, and like it says, play the harlot with many lovers. It says, verse 14, "Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled, man?" And hey, man, this is the Most High himself asking this question, man. Because you look at the state of our people right now, they're all no, not even all. They are all servants, man. They all serve Esau Edom in some shape, form, or capacity. Just that some of the servants are more rewarded than others, man. You got the house slaves, and you still got the field Negroes, man. The house slaves being these celebrities, these rappers, these politicians, man. That for Esau Edom's ideologies and political agendas onto the lower level jakes, man. Then you got the field niggas that are the middle class workers, man. All of us still serve Esau Edom, man. It's just that the elect have woken up, man. And we're the ones planning the rebellion on the plantation, man. We're the ones having those meetings after, sun goes down and, back of the cornfields or whatever, planning how we're going to escape off the plantation, man. So again, Jeremiah 2 and 14. "Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled?" Man, that's important because a lot of you jakes have become comfortable in this world, man. A lot of you jakes, man, feel like this is the best it's ever gonna get, man. And I just want to lay the foundation for that because, our people love this so-called Christianity, man. They love it. And I got a quick clip to show you. This is the introduction to a show that on Netflix is called Greenleaf, man, which chronicles the just the day-to-day lifestyle of affluential, quote-unquote, Christian family located in Memphis, Tennessee. And, of course, they're so-called Negroes. But pay attention, man. Pay attention to the imagery and pay attention to just everything, man, because it shows you the so-called black man real place and the white man's ideology is as a servant, man. See, these black Christianists feel as if they have received the truth. They feel like as if they have received some divine, holy revelation from the Most High Himself, man. But at the end of the day, man, look at the historicity of Christianity, man. It's a religion of violence, a religion a religion of rape, robbery, and murder, man. And it was given to you by your oppressors, man, to keep you on a low level. So without further ado, let's get into it. You see right there, that's the I would say the transformation of something called Black Christianity, man. Let's go through some of this imagery because it's important, man. It's heavy things that they show you. Let's continue on. Let's continue on. I want to stop it right here, man. It shows you the level of quote unquote superiority that the so-called white man has, man. Because why? You see right here, and all his quote unquote glory and his exaltiveness, if that's a word. I believe this is supposed to be so-called Jesus Christ. You see the angels. You see all these elevated figures, man. They are so-called white, man. And then what you see at the bottom, little, very, very dark-skinned babies. You know, him right there, some black man. Then what you could just tell by the imagery, man. It's a level of superiority, man. The so-called white man on top and the so-called black man on the bottom, man. And here, look, they're clearly slaves, man. This is slave. This is slave. This is customary slave garb, man. You know the garments, man. The just I mean, hey, not really else to say. But let's go to Deuteronomy 28, because the Lord told us this was gonna happen to us for our disobedience, man. He's gonna set up a nation above us, man. It's like, let me just get it real quick. Here, Deuteronomy 28, and well, we'll get him twice because it's in here twice. Deuteronomy 28:43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to them. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail, man. Going to what, man? All the way back to sharecropping, all the way today to modern loans, man, with high APRs, man, high monthly payments, and then all on top of financial roadblocks that stand in the way between the average Jake achieving financial success, man. So we're gonna jump down to Deuteronomy 20:47. It says, because thou servest not Yahweh Shema shall thy power with gladness and with joyfulness and gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. And that's very important to always remember, man. This is why we are in this position, because we as a nation chose to be disobedient, man. Therefore shalt thou serve what? Thine enemies, man. And hey, man, that's again, man. That's how Christian modern day, not even modern, historic Christianity has shifted the minds of the so-called African American, all the tribes, man. Because I believe now that your enemy has become your friend, man. You believe now that your enemy has become somebody that's profitable unto you, man. You've been under the foot of Esau Edom so long, man. You have Stockholm syndrome, and that's see that whole, hey man, that's an enchantment on your mind, because When you're in Christianity, you wholeheartedly believe these things, man. You wholeheartedly believe that you have no enemies, man. When that's not, that's there. Hey, everything has a opposing force to it, man. Right has wrong, left has right, up has down, man. Esau Edom has Jacob, and Jacob has Esau Edom, and the other heathen nations, man. But more keying in, man. Esau Edom is our number one enemy, man, and he has not only has he managed to hide his identity as being Esau Edom, he's managed to hide his identity as being our enemy, man, and that's the worst position to be in, man. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which Yahweh Shema shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst, and what in nakedness, and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he shall destroy thee. And that's happened, man. That's our whole existence being here in Babylon the Great. Since we came over here from the shores of West Africa until now, man, we serve our enemies in nakedness and thirst and hunger and in the want of all things, man. And the physical yoke of iron has been changed into a mental yoke of iron. It says, Deuteronomy 28 and 50, 49, it says, Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. Ye shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed, which also shall not lead thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kin, or the flocks of thy sheep until he have destroyed thee. And that's important because although, man, we had the Babylonians, the Assyrians, the Persians, the Medes, yes, they also had, hey, all these nations have, scriptures say that all nations have partaken in our downfall. But Esau, Edom, from the Greeks, the Romans, into the modern day European and Americans, man, they have furthered the affliction, man. So let's go back. Look at some more of this imagery. And again, you see the shift. You see the shift of what because the white man's Christianity and the black man's Christianity are two different things, man. The white Christian churches, they don't do all that hooping and hoppling and falling down and fake speaking in tongues. They don't do all that what's the word? All that flailing out, man. All the theatrics, man. White Christianity doesn't do that, man. Hey, man, white Christianity, they are very methodical, man. They are some of them white Christians actually get into the scriptures. They actually study the scriptures, man. Whereas, Jake, man, they don't study shit. Here, man, we see what, man? We see again, man. Jake on the bottom being led in chains of all different statures, sizes, and ages. And what we see here, this what is the word? This missionary of sorts, man. Clothed in holy apparel, man, with what a cross around his neck, man. Most likely rosary beads, because back then there was back then you didn't have all these denominations of Christianity, man. You have Protestant and Catholicism, man, and maybe Lutheranism or whatever, man. But you didn't have all these so quote unquote denominations, man. But again, man, you see it, man. You see this missionary who's free, man, but who's naked, man. Who's walking, man? Who has these yokes upon their neck, man? He's Jake, man. And here he is with the Bible, with the Bible in his hand, our book, a cross around his neck, being what, man? Perpetuating violence, man. And with that, hey, man, that's crazy, man, because Esau Edom has used Christianity to perpetuate violence, but the black Christians use Christianity to what? Perpetuate love and forgiveness and grace and mercy, man. Which all things are necessary, but hey, it's the difference, man. You see the two sides of the coin, man. White Christianity, violence, cutthroat, man. They're gonna get you. They're gonna get at you, man. Black Christianity, turn the other cheek, love. Because why, man? This was given to you as a means of control, man. It was used to submit you, man. Because the most powerful way to get somebody to submit to you is to affect their mind, man. Change their thinking, change the way they view, change their perception of reality, man. You can kick somebody's ass all day, torture them, this, that, and third. They're going to eventually, they might eventually pass away, or they might submit to you that way. But if you do it, you use less work, less energy, by just merely trying to change their mind, change their perception. And then once you've quote unquote converted one, you can use him as the pawn to go convert others, which they actually did, man. As we're gonna get that point later on. You know, the um, slave ships, which was or the first slave ship was called Jesus of Lubeck, if I'm not mistaken. I wish I could read the caption here, but here we see the house of worship on the plantation. You see it, house of worship on the plantation, a little shack, and a lot of those, some of those older slave churches, had Hebrew written inscribed in the wood, man, in the pews, man. But you see it, man. You see the difference. And this is where the idea of a mega church comes from, man. This is where the ideal of you got to go to church on Sundays come from, man. Because on a plantation, that was Jake's only um, form of being able to congregate as a people, man. You weren't allowed to just, come together and just do any old thing. No, you had to, hey, on Sundays, that's where the whole idea of the Sundays best come from. That's why most Jakes, they going to drag, them old Jake women, they going to drag you to church on Sunday because this is where it all comes from, man. That's where people of our color were allowed to congregate, man. That was our day of rest. That was the only day you were going to get to rest, man. And on that day, you went to church, man, to, have some type of, get refilled in a certain way to, get some type of hope for the week, man, to continue on, man. Again, we see the transformation from the slave clothes to what, man? The ideal of the Sunday's best, man. The Sunday's best, man. And then what? Here it is, the ending, man. You give up all your money. You give up all your money. You go broke. And then what, man? All the theatrics, man. The singing, the clapping, and dancing. The falling on the floor, and this, that, and the third, man. So let's what is it? Let's see. Let's go cakes. It's Ezekiel. Here it is. So this is Jeremiah 7 and let's see, let's get okay, let's get the point. It's Jeremiah 7 and 16. It's Jeremiah 7 and 17. It says, "Seest thou not what they do in the cities of Judah and the streets of Jerusalem? The children gather wood, and the fathers kindle the fire, and the women knead their dough to make cakes to the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto other gods, that they may provoke me to anger. Do they provoke me to anger, saith Yahweh Shem Yahshua? Do they provoke me to confuse themselves to the confusion of their own faces, man?" And that's important because although this is talking about idolatry and certain forms of idolatrous actions, that's what happens in these churches, man. People come together, they take off time, and they wake up early in the morning. Like I said, they throw in their Sunday's best, and they go into these churches, these whorehouses, man, and what they provoke the Lord, they provoke themselves to the confusion of the they provoke me to anger, saith Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Do they not provoke themselves to the confusion of their own faces? Because they're not learning anything in these churches, man. They're just doing theatrics, man. They're falling out. They're sweating all the time. It's super cold in there. You know what I'm saying? And the elder Benedictine made a good point. Benedictine said only in a Christian church can it be cold, but everybody's sweating, man. These churches are filled with spirits, man, and it's just confusion, man, because they're not getting the scriptures. They're not really learning anything, and that's why most of the 98, man. That's why most of the time you quote unquote black Christianities come up to the men of the Lord, man. You're getting confounded, man, because you're realizing that you spent 15 years in a church and you've only learned a couple scriptures, man. Whereas we believe in the whole Bible, man. We can cut you here. We can go to a word. We can pull the carpet from under your feet, man. Just with simple word searches, man. A simple breakdown of a word, man. Just going through. Man, a lot of times you can cut these Christianities by either going to the first verse, the prior to that verse, or going to a couple verses after that, man, in the same chapter, and they're cut. But it's ultimately confusion, man. And again, man, let's see if we can get good scripture on that. Oh yeah, there is. Yeah, this is the scripture I wanted. The water Yahweh saw. Isaiah 55:1 says, "Ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that have no money, come ye and buy and eat. Yet come buy wine and milk without money and without price." Talking about the knowledge of Yahweh Shai. The scriptures and Proverbs say, buy the truth and sell it not, man. Meaning obtain it, but don't make merchandise of it, man. But it's not one thing. That was one thing that Yahweh Shai got so upset about, man. He said that you have turned my father's house into a den of thieves and robbers, or you know what I'm saying, a house of merchandise, man. Yahweh Shai does not delight in that, man. He doesn't want our money. What is Yahweh Shai gonna do with our money? Especially this paper fiat currency, man. It'd be different if we were dealing in gold and silver and paying your tithes that way. But this money is worthless, man. Yahweh Shai doesn't want that, especially at this point in time, and especially from your Christianers, man. It says, "Wherefore do ye spend money for that which is not bread," man? Why do you give all your money away to the pastors and he's not teaching you anything? And your labor for that which satisfieth not. Hearken diligently unto me, eat ye that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness, man. And that's important, man. Because again, man, that's all Christianity, black Christianity is about. Again, there's a separation between white Christianity and black Christianity, man. Black Christianity is to teach you to be a servant, man, to keep you idle and docile in Esau Edom's system. It's to keep you on in your theatrical, emotional mindset thinking, and to keep you economically marginalized because you're gonna give all your money to a pastor. You're gonna give all your money away. You're not. Esau Edom doesn't have to come take it from you. You're gonna give it away, man. You're gonna pay your taxes. You're gonna go spend your money at Walmart. You're gonna go spend your money going broke trying to get a $30,000 car, man. Esau Edom, at this point, man, Esau Edom, he put in the quote unquote heavy work, and now we are on we are on autopilot when it comes to our own destruction, man. We are on autopilot when it comes to our own destruction, man. We do these things automatically, man. It's what's taught to us by our mothers and fathers. It was taught to them by their mothers and fathers. And there's a system set up that perpetuates these ideas of self-destruction, man. So we'll watch this video one more time and then we close it out because again, man, this is a black Christian's place in a white man's system, man, as a servant, man. And again, a good point. I didn't even think about this, but this is the good point to start off with, man. One of the biggest lies of the Christianity, man, the whole idea of Adam and Eve and a serpent, man, which is a lesson for another day. But hey, that's one of the biggest. Two of the biggest strongholds is the hell doctrine and the garden doctrine, man. You know, we'll go ahead and close it out. You know, the point has been made through the Spirit. We give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Shai, Bashem Kakodash. Slakia. We're going to end it off with Ecclesiastes 12:13. Let us see the conclusion of the whole matter. For Yahweh Shem Shai and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For Yahweh Shem Shai should bring every work into judgment, for every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. With that being said, hallelujah.